Hello, this is MTG Sly Guy here with another Magic the Gathering deck tech for the Kalitas Season of Standard. Sorry I've been away for a while, but I'm going to try and get back into making videos for you guys and sharing some of the interesting deck ideas that I'm coming up with. As most of you know, especially you Standard players know, Game Day weekend is coming up, and I figured I'd take this opportunity to share with you the build that I'm going to be taking, because I'll be going for my third straight playmat. And I'm hoping to have some good luck with this deck. It has not lost yet in the 2 FNMs that I've taken it to, so hopefully that doesn't change. Okay, starting off with the lands. We've got 4 Evolving Wilds, your basic fetch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 swamps. I suppose I should take this opportunity to tell you that it's a Jund, kind of mid-rangey Planeswalker-y deck. I've cut a few of the Planeswalkers in it. I had a few Arlencords in it, but she has been replaced. I'll get into that a little bit more later. So yeah, it's a Jund Planeswalkers, Jund mid-range. So we got 4 Evolving Wilds, 4 Swamps, 2 Forests, 2 Mountains, 4 Blooming Marsh, the new fast land from Kalitas, the green-black fast land. Hopefully you can see that. The lighting in here isn't that great. It's a pretty muggy day, and I don't actually have a ceiling light in the living room right now. So yeah, it's the green-black fast land enters the battlefield untapped if it's one of the first 3 lands you play. Then we have the green-black man land, the Hissing Quagmire. So it comes in tapped. It taps for a green or a black, and for a colorless, a green and a black, it becomes a 2/2 Death Touch until end of turn. So 3 of those. 2 Smoldering Marsh, 1 Foreboding Ruins, 2 Cinder Glade, which are the slow lands, and the final land is 1 Game Trail. For creatures, we have 4 Servant of the Conduit from Kalitas. Uncommon, very good card. For 1 colorless, 1 green, it's a 2/2. And when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy, and you can tap it and pay an energy to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So great mana fixer, great ramp card. Just one of the best uncommons in Kalitas, in my opinion, especially now that Wizards has shied away from 1 mana dorks, 1 cost mana dorks. This is pretty good, being able to tap for any color of mana. Up next, 3 Sylvan Advocate. This is one of the cards, when I heard about the new rotation, the rotation changes that they're going back to the once-a-year rotation, I was pretty pumped that I was going to get another 6 months of this card. This is just a great card. 3 Sylvan Advocates. The same goes for Kalitas. I was thrilled to get another 6 months of this guy. This guy is just a beast, especially in the current meta. There's a lot of aggressive decks running around, and this guy is just amazing against them. 2 colorless, 2 black. He's a 3/4 lifelink. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead, and you get a 2/2 zombie. And for 2 colorless and 1 black, you can sack a zombie and put 2 counters on him. So he's just amazing, and he syncs really well. He synergizes really well with Liliana too, with putting out zombies. So he's a 3 of. Then 2 of the Verdurous Gearhulk, the new part of the new Gearhulk cycle. A couple weeks ago I would have said he was hands down the best one, but I've also been playing blue-white control, and Torrential Gearhulk is just so good. But they're both really good cards. This guy, 3 colorless, 2 green, he's a 4/4 trample, and when he enters the battlefield, you can distribute 4 1/1 counters among any number of creatures you control. So you can make him a huge 8/8 trample beater, or you can put extra counters on your Kalitas or on your Sylvan Advocate. It's really good synergy. And a really powerful card overall. Moving on to the non-creature spells, we have 4 Oath of Nissa. Just a very good 1-drop. She replaces herself. It replaces itself, I should say, by putting a land creature or planeswalker into your hand, which you will almost always get. I think I've whiffed on it maybe once since I started playing this deck. I've been playing this deck for about 3 weeks now. And also she enables you to cast your planeswalkers really easily because you can tap mana for any color to cast them. Up next, we have 3 Harness Lightning. Harness Lightning, again, one of the better uncommons in the new set. 1 colorless, 1 red. Choose target creature, you get 3 energy, and then you can pay any amount of energy, and it deals that much damage to target creature. Synergizes really well with my Servant of the Conduit as well, because more often than not, when you play your Servant, it's a ramp card, so it's going to eat up removal spell almost immediately. And so there'll be times where you play your Servant, it gets removed, and you have 2 energy just sitting there useless, and you have nothing to spend it on. Well, with Harness Lightning, all of a sudden you can feed that energy into the Lightning to deal, to maybe even kill a 5 toughness creature or greater, depending on how much energy you have. So it synergizes well with the Servant. And up next we have 4 Grasp of Darkness. For 2 black, it gives target creature -4/-4, just really good 2-mana removal. Up next, 1 Radiant Flames, main board. This is one of the answers that I have to the really aggressive decks that are running around. Some people run the Spirits, some people run the red-white dwarf vehicle deck. Of course, this doesn't stop vehicles, but it does a really good job at killing off all of the dwarves. 2 Flaying Tendrils for the same reason, and the reason I have 2 Flaying Tendrils and only 1 Radiant Flames is in response to people playing Selfless Spirit in the aggressive red-white decks. Selfless Spirit, of course, they can sack that to Radiant Flames and it doesn't really do a whole lot, but they don't really have any answer for Flaying Tendrils, so I'm kind of hedging more towards the Flaying Tendrils, but really, it just depends on what people are playing at your local meta. 2 Murder as instant speed removal for Coppers, the Choppers, the Smuggler's Copter, basically, and Fleet Wheel Cruiser. It's an answer to a lot of the vehicles because you need the instant speed removal for vehicles. 3 Liliana the Last Hope. She's just really good, and I mean, she eats X1s for breakfast. If somebody happens to remove one of my key creatures, like Kalitas, for instance, she can bring him back to my hand. That's just good value. And of course, once she gets to ultimate, it's just inevitability. You're going to win the game. Your opponent is going to have to be constantly answering all of the zombies you get out every turn, and her ultimate gets out of hand in a hurry. One of my favorite planeswalkers that have been printed in a long time. In my opinion, she is almost as good as, if not even, maybe possibly even better than Lily of the Veil. Especially in Modern, where a lot of modern players really hate Lingering Souls, and she just eats Lingering Souls up for breakfast. So yeah, 3 Lilianas. 2 of the new Chandras, Torture Defiance. She's not seeing as a whole lot of play right now because so much of the meta is aggressive decks, but once the meta shifts to mid-range, I think she'll be seeing a lot more play. But she's 2 red, 2 colorless for a 4 loyalty planeswalker. +1 is exile a top card of your library. You may play it. You may cast that card. If you don't, Chandra deals 2 damage to each opponent. Her other +1 is you add 2 red to your mana pool, so she's good ramp. -3, she deals 4 damage to target creature, so she's removal. And her ultimate is just ridiculous. Whenever you cast a spell, the emblem deals 5 damage to target creature or player. So, yeah, she gives you card advantage, she gives you ramp, and she gives you removal. And her ultimate is just broken. So, she is bound to see more play than she has been. But yeah, she's a 2-0. 2 Nissa Vital Force, the new Nissa. For 3 colorless and 2 green, she's a 5 loyalty planeswalker. +1, untap target creature, untap target land you control until your next turn becomes a 5/5 elemental creature with haste, and it's still land. Or -3 is a return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. So again, if somebody removes one of my key threats, I can bring them back. Or even if they remove one of my other planeswalkers, I can bring them back too. And her -6, which is obviously really easy to get to. You can emblem whenever you play a land. Whenever land is battlefield under your control, you can draw a card. So again, card advantage. So that's it for the main board. For the sideboard, I have 4 Appetite for the Unnatural, just in response to all the artifacts and vehicles that are running around right now. 2 Deadweights in response to all the aggressive decks, any of the spirits or dwarves that are running around. 1 more Flaying Tendrils on the sideboard for the same reason. 1 Lost Legacy for anybody who's still running Emrakul or Elder Deep Fiend or any of the the Aetherworks Marvel decks that are running around. You can name Ulamog or Emrakul and kind of shut them down from one of their big threats. 3 Transgress the Mind for any of the, again, the bigger decks, the controlled decks that want to be casting big things late game. You can take them out of their hand. Same with Pick the Brain. Pick the Brain is in there as a one of, only because the exile effect can be really important, because so many people are running cards that can return things from their graveyard to their hand, like Grapple of the Past or Liliana or Kalitas. Sometimes you want to be able to exile their threats. 1 Runist Path as a sorcery for Emrakul, and Ob Nixilis for a little bit extra removal for both of these guys. A little bit extra removal, and of course the answer for Emrakul. And he also gives you card advantage against the control matchups. And 1 Chandra Flamecaller. She's good for removal again, but of course the whole Selfless Spirit thing, so damage based removal isn't the greatest, but she's card filtering, and she is also good for in matchups where I want to be a little more aggressive. The +1 ability to put the 2/3/1s can be really good. I played a match the other day against Cheerios, and I sided her in, and she actually did really good things for me. She kept my opponent off of the 50 life just long enough for me to pull out the win, and she was pretty sweet actually. So she's a one of in the sideboard. I'm still not sure about her. I realize it's getting kind of down to the wire. She'll probably make the cut for my sideboard. But yeah, she's the one card that I'm really not 100% sure of having in my sideboard, but she's there for now. So that's my deck. That's my Jund mid-range Planeswalker deck that I'm going to be taking to game day this weekend. Feel free to comment on anything that you liked or didn't like, or any suggestions you have. And thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like the video or subscribe for more. As I said, I haven't made any in the last little while, but I plan on getting more active with my channel again and having a little bit of fun with it. Thank you again, and have a great day.